Hello, darlings, and welcome to Digimon Ghost Gaze. This is the podcast where all three hosts have an undercut. We're looking so fucking good.
So true!
Oh my god.
I'm Emery. My pronouns are they, she, he.
So true. I'm Morg. My pronouns are they, he.
I'm Elvire. My pronouns are they, she, he, and I literally showed my hairdresser a picture of Emery.
That rules.
Damn.
How do you feel about being a fashion icon, Emery?
Wow, I feel humbled, I feel honored. I feel like anytime you put enough non-binaries together in the same voice chat, they will all start to look the same.
God.
I have never felt hotter in my life.
Yes.
Great decision.
Hell yeah.
We
That
love
rules. Glad you're enjoying your new lifestyle.
I am.
Me too.
I am. Everyone keeps telling me I look hot, and I'm like, yeah, you're right.
You're so...
Hell yeah.
It looks great on you.
It does.
For everyone listening to this that isn't in the Discord, just join the Discord and you can see a picture of me.
Yeah.
I think I did not post a picture to that Discord, but it was in Henry Kissinger's Pokemon Going to Die.
Just also join that Discord.
Yeah, I did recently. Good Discord.
Which is also where I post my selfies when I think I look exceptionally good.
So speaking of things getting cut, this is Sword episode.
This is Sword episode.
Sometimes you just gotta hold a sword and cut things.
So true.
You're forced to hold a sword and cut things more like, because that's...
Have you ever held anything sharp?
Yeah.
Like, I'm in Scouts. We know this about me, and I have a pocket knife, and sometimes I take out the pocket knife and I think, what if I just cut something?
Oh god.
It's very tempting. You see, like, it's normal stuff. Like, you see a stick and you're like, what if I make it into a spear?
Yeah.
You hold something sharp and you're like, I should become, what's the English word for it? Like, ancient people? Caveman. It's the caveman instinct.
Yeah, sharp knife is good. I've got a balisong in my hand right now. It's basically my fidget toy. And yeah, the urge to just cut a random thing is strong.
Don't cut paper, though, because it'll dull your blade.
Yeah, true.
We'll teach you all sort of fun things in this podcast.
So, this episode was called Killer Blade? Is that right? That's what it is.
Killer...
Probably.
Killer Blade.
Yeah, Killer Blade.
Sounds like a B horror movie kind of thing.
I mean, that's kind of the vibe of Digimon Ghost Gaze. Like, and I mean that in, like, a complimentary way.
This one exceptionally went for it.
True, true.
Which was great. I loved this episode.
My first note is sword-wielding goblin kills human, and then lion-looking Digimon. That's what happens.
Pretty much, yeah.
So true.
I literally wrote cut/slice. This man died.
That pretty much sums it up. We got a Goblimon, he's got this katana, and he just kills a guy. He just runs him down and swords him to death. So he's gone forever.
Yeah, he's dead.
He gets sucked into the sword, and then he runs across what I find out is a Hanuman.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think that was like the cold opening, and then it cuts to like Angoromon and Ruli talking, and Angoromon being a huge fucking nerd and talking about his book.
We see Angoromon being an absolute cutie. He's reading a fucking dumb samurai book, and he loves it.
He loves it.
Angoromon would see his sword and say, "You look beautiful in the moonlight."
Basically fucking says that.
He did.
It's so nice. This is how we all sound when we talk about Digimon, I think.
And Goromon should start a podcast, is what we're learning.
Oh, I would love a book.
He should.
I would love a book in Goromon podcast.
Yeah, but he's really cute in this scene. He's getting all animated about it. He is smiling about as big as we've seen him smile since he first talked to Digitamamon. He's fully nerding out to Ruli, and it's kind of cute to see. We love him.
We love him.
We really do. He's so passionate.
Yeah. He does say, like, he's going to a Digimon meeting. To meet up with, like, you know, his pals, see what's going on.
And among those pals is Repamon. That fun guy.
We remember Repamon.
Repamon with his fun talking sword tail being one of his heads. And they do seem to be getting along a little better.
Yeah.
It helps when half of you doesn't want to kill everything, including yourself.
True.
This is a metaphor for healing.
And Goromon, like, finds out about, like, some rumors of a Digimon holding a sword and, like, cutting down people and Digimon alike. And he's like, that's not good. That's no good.
Yeah, and Repamon and their tail, like, apparently have heard, like, a bunch of different descriptions of this guy. Like, I don't know, they give descriptions of, like, 5 different Digimon who it could have been, and I'm like, what does this mean?
Very mysterious. I think they end up dropping Repamon off at the bamboo forest, and
he asks for a ride home. He
wants a ride home because Goromon can, like, fly him to the little bamboo place, and Goromon ends up, like, fighting. He, like, ends up on a rooftop fighting the Hanuman we saw earlier. Not the Goblimon, but the Hanuman is holding...
The one we saw confront.
Yeah.
I didn't remember their names. There were so many Digimon names this episode.
Yeah, there were.
Yeah.
He's just...
It seems apparently the Goblimon just instead of fighting, he just told Hanuman about swords for an hour, and then Hanuman is like, damn, I like swords now. What if I got one for myself?
To be fair, has any of you ever held an actual sword?
No.
A friend of mine bought a sword recently, and I got to cut things with it.
Oh, sick.
One of the best experiences of my life.
That's cool.
Yeah, Hanuman and Goblimon went to the Ren Fair together.
I would love to see Digimon at the Ren Fair, because I feel like I've seen, like, furries at a Ren Fair before. So, like, they would just fit in. People would just think they were in costume.
Ooh.
It would. They'd all think you're just cosplaying that one Robin Hood movie where everyone's an animal.
Yeah. Disney Robin Hood, a.k.a. the reason for Gen X furries.
And millennial furries. There's a lot of...
Yeah, millennial furries, too.
That movie got a lot of people.
Yeah, but he, like, ends up, like, trying... He's like, and Goromon's, like, trying to talk to the Hanuman. Is like, hey, dude, don't try to cut me with that. But he dodges out of the way, and then he, like... Hanuman falls on the ground and holds up his sword. Like... as if kind of offering it up to Angoromon. And, like, Angoromon, who doesn't know what the fuck is, like, happening, like, kind of just holds it. And then the Hanuman goes into the sword.
Didn't Angoromon sort of, like, you know, catch his hands
That's right.
when Hanuman was swinging it at him?
That's what it was. He caught his hands. He didn't just offer it, but he caught...
Yeah, and then, oh no, now his hands are around the hilt of the sword, and then Hanuman gets eaten.
And then Angoromon is, like, getting all of these, like, flashbacks and stuff in his head, and he's like, oh shit, oh god, what? And like we see the end of that scene we saw with the Goblimon and Hanuman, and how they like traded swords, and like how this is being passed from Digimon to Digimon, and that's why like there's like 5 different descriptions of Digimon, because they are all different.
Yeah, and so just basically like if a new Digimon gets their hands on the sword, then the sword just absorbs the old wielder, and then a different guy is the sword guy. And now Angoromon's the sword guy, and that's not good.
It's not good, and it just keeps repeating like Kira, 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 like cut, cut, cut in his head, and he's like yelling.
Yeah, so I think this is actually, like, sort of calling back to something that was established in the Bug episode, that, like, Angoromon is definitely, like, better at keeping his senses about him when he's being mind-controlled, so that's probably why he's able to, like, you know, resist the sword for as long as he does without, like, trying to murder anyone.
Yeah.
I hadn't thought about that, but you're right.
Yeah, definitely. And like it gets to the point like he's like, we see him kind of fly away, and then it cuts to Ruli because she's like, "Where's Angoromon? He's usually back by now."
And she's like a little concerned, trying to like trust him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think they're even explicitly referencing episode 11 in this one, the first episode with Repamon, and like not only because like this is the first time Repamon's got like an actual speaking role in a while, but also like it's kind of a return to that plot line of like Ruli being worried about Angoromon missing, and sort of like through the resolution of that we see sort of how the relationship has changed in the intervening time, and it's good. And I guess we'll get to that more towards the end of the episode, but yeah.
We also get this beautiful scene. I think it's in the sunset. I think this is now that we see Ruli just look at the empty room.
Yeah.
And it's such a beautiful scene, and it really screams loneliness to me. It's just so well done.
I know Ruli eventually ends up talking, like kind of video chatting with Hiro, Gamamon, and Kirishiro, and being like, yeah, I haven't seen Angoromon for like a day. He's usually home by now. I'm kind of worried about him. Gamamon's like, maybe he went camping like Hiro does. Yay! We should go camping. He's so, like, excited.
The attention span of this boy.
Oh yeah, I'm actually looking back at the scene now. Turns out this sword also has a lot of faces.
Oh yeah!
Yeah.
The creepy faces.
There's just sort of, like, featureless human faces bulging, like, out of the surface of the blade, and it's like, oh no, this blade, Hungi, this sword eats people.
A lot of devouring of things and beings and souls, and it's spooky to be
yeah,
sucked up into a sword. That makes it sound less spooky, but slurp. I think it cuts to night again, and we see like Angoromon just kind of like in an empty place, like
he is flying in the air, he sees a woman, the blade wants him to do a murder, but then he sort of manages to resist it, and just sort of goes careening off into the, you know, side of a building. And yeah, and then, you know, we sort of get the scene of him, like, alone in a building, and he's just, like, sort of struggling with the sword, you know, it's sapping his strength, and he's like sort of having flashbacks to all the previous wielders.
Yeah, and he's like, oh no, they also like sap their strengths, but the sword like talks to him and is like, I'll spare you if you kill more. But Goromon's like, no!
And Goromon, unlike Anakin Skywalker, hates murdering people. I guess my brain went there because you did the Darth Vader no.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even mean to.
I wasn't ready for that one.
It's just, yeah, it's interesting because, like, at some point, I think before all this, like, the katana's like, katanas only want one thing, and that's to be sharpened. Katanas only want one thing, and it's disgusting. But, like, actually, since it's killing people, kinda.
Their Tinder profiles are just a mess.
Yeah, you know it's bad news when you see like a guy holding a sword on their Tinder
really
profile.
is.
What if it was just the sword?
Oh god. Is this when like Ruli's like, oh, it's been 2 days now, fuck. This is serious now. And they're like, oh shit. And they like, yeah. They're talking again, and Kirshiro's like, man, Jelimon's always fucking gone. Who cares? I like my space. And then she shows up and is like, hello! Fuck you! I'm going to fucking wrap my hands around your head.
Yoshi's just like, oh, Jellimon, I didn't notice you were back. God, these two are just, they always steal the spotlight.
So true.
Yeah. Kiyoshiro is definitely doing the straight guy posturing of like, yeah, oh, my girlfriend, it's, you know, I don't like to see her. I love it when she leaves for days at a time. I gotta have my man time, right? But we know that deep down he is pure wife.
He's a wife guy. He's a wife guy.
Yoshiro's man cave is blasted with pictures of Jellimon.
God. He's just like, women, am I right? And then Jellimon's like, I'm a Digimon. What the fuck is gender anyway?
Yeah.
And then he's like, Digimon, right? Am I right? And then she shocks him. No, but Ruli's like, yeah, last I heard, Angoromon was going to the Digimon meeting. So Jellimon's like, I can go, see what's up, talk to them, mingle. I think she does that. I don't think there's anything between those two. She just kind of like does that and is like at the place where it would have been, but there's like not a meeting today, but we do see Repamon.
But Repamon is there, yeah. Oh yeah, before this we get the scene where Angoromon just like goes to the bamboo forest and Repamon sees with the sword. Yeah.
This is why Repamon even knows to go to the meeting place because Angoromon, like, Repamon senses like malice nearby.
Yeah.
And then he sees Angoromon. At first he's like, hey, what's up? And then he's like, there's something wrong with Angoromon.
And Goromon is like, yeah, it's fighting time, bitch. And then, so Repamon does his Beyblade thing. He spins around really fast, and they fly at each other, and they clash blades, and then Angoromon runs away, and Repamon's like, damn that was fucked up, and the tail actually has a nick in the blade, so...
That's right.
Bad news, it seems.
And this is when, like, the second day goes by and all that stuff happens. And then, because of all that, and Jellimon, like, goes to the meeting place and only runs into Repamon, who's like, I don't normally see you here. Jellimon's like, good. Have you seen Angoromon? And then they, like, meet up with all the human kids, and they're like, yeah, we ran into Angoromon, and he did try to kill me.
Yeah, and Ruli is immediately denies it. Like, no, I don't think Angoromon is the murdery type. There's got to be some sort of mistake here.
Angoromon would never eat cereal.
She trusts her partner, though. It's good to see.
But also she finishes the cereal because he would never. It's not his fault.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, she's correct. And also, Angoramon tries really hard not to pass the sword on to anyone else or to cut anyone. He does.
For the first time in meme history, someone finishes an entire bowl of cereal.
So proud of Ruli for being correct.
Yeah, Ruli's pissed. It's literally in my notes. She's just like, no! Fuck you!
I didn't make, really extensive notes, but this is where I wrote, Angoramon trying not to give in to the sword, so he recites his book.
Oh yeah, he started reciting his book, and he, is walking in the moonlight as he's talking about the blade in the moonlight, and it's all symbolic and
it's
stuff.
Poetic! John Green could have written this, and that makes me sad to say.
Oh god.
Oh no.
Looking for Angoramon.
But yeah, Angoramon is, definitely looking a little worse for wear as, he's continuing to resist the sword. His hair is getting, sort of messier. We can actually see his eyes through his bangs, which is fucked up. That's how we know his hair is in bad shape. And his whole character design just sort of continues to degrade over the course of the episode.
Yeah, he looks so worn down, and he's, walking, and, you kinda know where he's gonna go, but really does state it later after they, the kids and the Digimon, including Rapamon, all kinda split up and try to look at Angoramon's, normal places and Digimon that he might have run into, and no one sees him, and they're all fuck. But Ruli, has a little memory of him talking about the temple. And she's
specifically Shinsoji Temple, which is a prominent location in the book he was talking about.
And, that is where he is. He's just, on the roof of the temple at night. Chilling.
Just brooding on a roof, as you do.
Little samurai things. Not little, just samurai things. Why did I say little?
Yeah, but by now, Angoramon's in bad shape, his eyes are glowing, and oh shit, he's swinging that sword, he's swinging it at Ruli. But then Kausgamamon comes in for the save, and gets her out of the way.
Yeah.
And Jellymon has a big brain moment, and grabs him with... Is it already Tesla Jellymon? No, it's the regular Jellymon.
I think it is Tesla.
Tesla Jellymon grabs Goramon with her tentacle thingies.
Around a pole, and it's kind of at first it seems like she's got the upper hand, but then there's these weird electricity stuff coming out of Angoramon and the sword. I think it's
coming out of... I thought it was coming out of Jellymon, she was slowly being absorbed.
Yeah, the sword is absorbing energy from both Jellymon and Kausgamamon.
Yeah, you're right.
But when it absorbs from Kausgamamon, then Kausgamamon de-evolves, and the sword just starts glowing and getting all purpley, and then a guy comes out of the sword.
A guy comes out of the sword.
Don't you just hate it when a guy comes out of your sword?
I hate it.
A guy here. His name is...
Musimon.
Musimon? Yeah. And Angoramon, who is on the fucking ground, he's I kinda figured out it was a Digimon when I was holding the sword. Fucked up. Apparently Musimon, when coming over from the digital world, somehow fused with his katana, and he's been trying to find get energy from humans and Digimon to, like, restore his form. And he could just, like, do that, he was having trouble getting enough energy, especially because Angoromon was, like, not helping. But he got enough energy from Kausgamamon and stuff, because he has a little gremlin inside him named Gulusgamamon.
Yeah, sort of implied.
Because he's like, what gave me this energy? What the fuck?
I'm kind of glad we had another Digimon looks at Gamamon and says, this dude's fucked up moment.
Yeah, we love to see it. We love these little reminders that Gamamon has a fucked up guy inside him.
Don't we all?
Don't we all?
Whomst among us?
Yeah, it's relatable content when you have a fucked up guy.
Yeah. And then I think, do we get a speech first, or does the other tiny dude just show up? My notes are very confusing.
Yeah, and Goromon gets pretty mad. He gets pretty mad at this Musyamon for possessing him and trying to hurt Ruli. And he's like, I'm definitely gonna defeat him, and he's all cool about it. And then he evolves into Simbara and Goromon, and they fight.
And boy, Simba and Goromon is not doing super well. He doesn't have a weapon, so that's a problem.
It's unfair, because this dude has a sword.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He, like, stops the sword above his head, like, from cutting him in half. It's kind of crazy.
Don't bring your fisticuffs to a knife fight. Is the lesson
True.
here.
Bring a knife to a knife fight. That's what they're for.
And you know what? If you have a friend that can turn into a knife, that works too.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you have a tiny little dude who turns into a sword, that's perfect.
Another guy shows up, and this guy is named Zubamon.
Okay,
and
so
he's...
did we see Zubamon, like, a little bit in the background sometimes? I feel like we did.
Yeah, he's kind of been lurking for the whole episode.
Are you serious? I watched this episode 3 times and I never noticed that.
It was, like, maybe once. Like, it was not very prominent. So,
I'm a fake fan.
No, it's just, I wanted to make sure to be like, he didn't come completely out of nowhere. Just somewhat out of nowhere.
Yeah, so Zubamon is a little yellow guy wearing armor, and their helmet has, like, a sword coming out of it.
I like his little mouth.
He's got a pointy little mouth, that's true.
I think it's interesting that Simba and Goromon didn't recognize him. Did you guys notice this? Like, he knows most of the Digimon they run into, including Musyamon, but he, like, did not recognize Zubamon. I thought that was
true.
Interesting. I don't know if it means anything, but...
Zubamon is a more recent addition to the Digimon lineup. He is, like, a special Digimon for the 20th anniversary of the franchise, so...
Ooh.
Actually, yeah, that would have been maybe around, like, 2017. So not the newest, but, you know...
Now we can date Angoromon's information. That would be really interesting if they kept that, like... concept, like, what's the word? Like, if they always made sure that Angoromon's knowledge stopped at a certain point.
Yeah, I think that
we did get that research episode where it's clear that Angoromon knows all this stuff, because he's a nerd who went to the library a lot.
Yeah.
True.
You just didn't read the book on Zubamon. Damn.
It wasn't published yet.
True. But Zubamon has an ability where he can just turn into a sword.
He just turns into a sword, and now Angoromon has a sword.
This samurai dude got stuck as a sword and was really upset about this, and Zubamon said, like, rip F in the chat, but I'm different.
Yeah, sucks that you became a sword. Now I'm gonna turn into a sword, but only because I want to.
I do that shit willingly.
I like that Musamon, like, the reason Zubamon, he's like, I want revenge because you fucking gave me a little cut by my eye. But it's a cool scar, to be fair. Now
he wants to return the favor and give him a cool cut.
Yeah.
It's like we said in the beginning, when non-binaries talk a lot, they start to look alike.
True.
They're secretly, they give me extreme nemesis to lovers vibes, to be honest.
So true.
So true.
They do have a sword fight. Simba and Goromon with Zubamon as a sword, and Musamon with his katana.
He's doing his funny little book quote again, talking about his blade wreathed in moonlight. He does say that Zubamon looks beautiful in the moonlight. That's true. We do need to call that out.
It's so good. It's like they knew we watched those episodes.
It's true. So they clash blades. They do the fucking iconic samurai fight thing, and then Musyamon's sword breaks, and it looks like Angoromon won. So then
this MF is like, oh, you should cut me down then, and I'm like, yo.
Have you not met Angoromon?
Angoromon will only kill one guy. That's his friend.
True.
Only kills friends. You're not close enough for that yet.
Yeah, you're I wonder what the fucked up threshold is for Angoromon to kill you. Apparently Musyamon has not quite reached it for absorbing countless humans into the blade.
I'm afraid you do have to be close with Angoromon to get the privilege to be close.
Yeah, true.
I'm afraid he's one of those freaks.
Damn.
Damn.
Speaking of Angoromon's friends, Ruli is like, hey jerkass, why didn't you tell me what was going on with the evil sword?
Yeah, what the fuck, man?
Yeah, I was worried about you disappearing for days at a time. That's never happened before. And then Goromon's like, well, I just wanted to protect you, and then he sort of realizes that, oh, wait, he actually did kind of fuck up, so he's like, yeah, sorry.
He's like, yeah, sorry, I guess I kind of tried too hard and got too far, and in the end, it doesn't even...
Oh, no, I literally did It's so easy to start singing Linkin Park. So many situations. I did the exact same thing yesterday. I can't.
It could happen at any time.
Yeah, it's true.
It's true. But to be fair to the samurai dude whose name I've already forgotten, I also had a sword in my hand and I couldn't stop trying to cut things. So fair enough.
Fair enough.
Damn.
We had little plastic bottles that we just could cut, and God, it was so good. I should text that friend again and get another meetup.
Just to see their sword?
Yeah, just more sword meetups. Anyway.
Hey, Blacktailmon's here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They walk away hand in hand.
Yeah, They quietly escort Musyamon back to the digital world, presumably.
But
he has a side gig as a postman.
Mm-hmm.
Because, economy's hard. You need 2 jobs these days.
Oh yeah, also I did fail to mention, when the sword breaks, we see all the people who got killed by the sword just reappearing where they were when they died.
oh yeah, they're not actually.
Oh, wait, yeah, they're not dead. Small detail.
Digimon come back as well? I forget.
I think
I assume
so.
No, I said I watched this episode 3 times. But I don't remember.
I'm skimming back through it. I'm seeing the people reappear. I think the Digimon just got at.
Oh, jeez. Fucked up.
The humans were being absorbed into the blade in order to sharpen it, and Musyamon was restoring himself by absorbing the Digimon data, so...
I didn't realize there was, a difference for some reason. Okay. I think that's why I just assumed the Digimon came back, too. Damn. Well, rip.
Rip to our good friend Hanuman, gone so soon. But yeah, so Hiro gets a funny little letter from Black Talmon, and it's a reply from his dad. So it's like, oh, what did you write to your dad? What did you say in your letter to him? And he's like, hey, Dad, and he says, oh, I asked my dad like what I should do if a Digimon is too much for me to handle. And then he opens the little envelope that Black Talmon handed him, and it's just like a fucking hastily scrawled message on a leaf, and it just says, shit, son, I don't know. Figure it out, I guess.
Damn, I
Me? I have the worst dad ever mug, that I would like to give to this man, because I'm beginning to think he's the worst dad ever. I've seen some shitty dads. I've seen some shitty dads in my time.
The man sucks.
The man is something else. I gotta say.
Imagine ghosting your own son and then only coming back to say, shit, boy, I don't know.
Shit, I don't know.
Imagine ghosting your son and then sending him an email that's like, hey, I had some fun extramarital sex. Anyway, you have a brother now. Take care of him.
It's like he keeps reminding Hiro that he's alive. But that's pretty much it.
He's like, yeah, I'm chilling.
I'm chilling.
No, I won't be back, but I'm chilling.
I ordered some mojitos, so I'm doing good.
Ooh.
God, I can't wait until we've got to see Hokuto get comeuppance at some point, right? We've got to see Hiro.
If this series ends with Hiro being like, oh great, we found my dad, everything's happy and good, and he doesn't bitch slap his own dad, I'm sending a strongly worded letter all the way to Japan. This man needs to see some consequences.
Hiro, punch your dad in the balls challenge.
Yeah. Please.
God.
Anyway, so we get the line from Angoramon. He says, tomorrow comes tomorrow's breeze. If there's no wind, que sera sera. The calm is also welcome. And that's the episode.
And that's it.
Yeah. I feel like compared to other episodes, this one was fairly straightforward, as not a lot of things were happening. It was just this one thing.
Yeah.
My brain kinda liked that, to be honest.
Yeah, it was very straightforward, but also, like, it's got the good conflict of Angoramon trying to resist mind control, even as it's, increasingly fucking him up. It's definitely, like, leaning on that, like, what if you weren't in control of your own actions type of horror, and I think that works pretty well.
Mm-hmm. It does. It was a good episode.
Yeah.
We got to see Angoramon being super cute.
Yeah. And
Ooh.
Yeah, I guess since Angoramon has Zoro's same voice actor, they just couldn't resist writing an episode where Angoramon was a sword guy. That's my theory.
Oh, that's fun. That's true.
That is fun.
Yeah, so anything else to say on this episode, or should we jump into plugs?
I'm good. I'm good to go.
I'm also good to go.
Alright, Elvira, why don't you go first?
Right, I'm the first to do plugs. I remember how we do podcasts. I'm at Eruviru on most social media where I'm actually myself. And that's pretty much it. It's Twitter and TikTok that you can find me. I have no other podcasts.
I'm Morg. You can find me at Haunting the Morg on Twitter. That's Haunting the MORG. You can also find me on my other podcasts. Forward ReZero Watch podcast, and the Sonic Shuffle, a random and holistic Sonic lore podcast. We did a fun choose your own adventure book recently. I don't think that'll be out by the time this one comes out, just because Emery edits these pretty fast, but
yeah, I think Sonic
it'll be out
is
soon.
a couple of weeks behind.
Yes, it is. On purpose.
Oh yeah, and before I do my plugs, as for our own schedule, yeah, we missed recording last week. We were all sort of busy, and we tried for a couple of days, but we couldn't make it work. So I think week after next, we'll actually have a chance to record 2 episodes in one weekend. So that's what we're gonna shoot for. No promises.
Yeah.
But yeah, if all goes to plan, then we'll have an extra epi to get us caught up in the next couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Much to look forward to.
Yeah. Alright, so I'm on for Affinity. My username is Space Robot. I'm drawing art there. I'm taking commissions. If you want to get in touch with me about that, you can hit me up on Discord or my email address at spacerobotsart@gmail.com. I'm also on the podcast Gone Will Hunting, which is a Hunter x Hunter podcast, which should be coming back shortly. Also shortly should be the release of our new series, We Rate Queerbait. So we recorded our episode on Mouse Guard the Black Axe. That was a pretty fun time, and boy, I am both excited and dreading our next recording because we're doing Sherlock. It's gonna get a little deranged. That show is homophobic.
It is.
It's so funny to hear Devin talking about how he was just like, I'm gonna watch Sherlock and I'm gonna keep watching it. I don't know why. And I'm like, why do this to yourself?
For podcasting, honestly, I remember watching that show and I never want to watch it again.
Yeah.
You're so valid.
I once bought the DVDs. I was in deep.
Oh no.
Okay.
Oh no, I know. But they're very handy now because I use them to prop up my manga so that I can have 2 layers of manga.
Good.
We all have our
Really good.
We all have our hidden pass, or not so hidden pass.
It's
I've
not
definitely-
hidden. I'm completely owning up to my mistake. I was wrong for watching.
I've definitely talked about how I went through a Hitalia phase in high school before, so what can you do?
What can you do?
Alright, so I think that about does it for us. So this is this podcast, we're on Discord. Hey, check that server check that server out. We got cute selfies, we got a spoiler channel where we talk about Digimon. We got Digimondays, which is run by Teddy every Monday, where we're making our way through Tamers. We're just started getting into the D Reaper arc, so that's very exciting. We're about to watch some funny cosmic horror shit happen. We're about to watch Juri having an extremely normal time. The next episode we're gonna watch is 42, where fucking nothing happens, but also all the children have to explain to their parents that, oh yeah, I know we just got home from the digital world where our lives were constantly in danger, but we got to go out and fight a cosmic horror monster now. So that's kind of unavoidable. I guess enjoy having that emotional burden my entire family. That's a good fucking episode. And yeah, also I do art streams every Friday, and that's been a pretty fun time. I've been drawing a lot of NPCs from my interstitial campaign, and everyone's wearing fun World Ends With You fashion, so that's rad.
I got to see Emery draw my commission, which was really fun.
I drew Elvir's D&D character.
And everyone loves it. It's so good.
Thank you.
It rules.
So this podcast is on the Noisespace.xyz network. Thank you to Noisespace.xyz for hosting us. you can go to that website. Just type noisespace.xyz into your browser, and it'll show you good-ass podcasts. What more could you want?
What more could you ever want?
Less podcasts. I have too many podcasts. I can't handle
No!
No.
More podcasts!
More podcasts.
I will never be alone with my thoughts.
Right, that's great.
Exactly, yeah. Who would want to think things? Fucked up, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
True.
Here? Now?
Thoughts in
No.
this economy? I think
In this
not.
economy? No. Can't. Alright.
Alright, so I think that's about everything. Feeling a little bit of a COVID haze right now, so I think I got it. I think I said everything I had to. So, until
As far
next
as I know, yeah.
until next time, all you poltergeists, ghouls, and non-boonaries, Digimon is for the game.
For the gays.
Goodbye, darlings.
Bye.